Hello everyone, my name is Cliff and welcome back to my channel. This is Cliff's Dark Gems. And if you're new here, welcome for the first time. It is Tag Tuesday, so today I'm going to do a tag. And it's called the Your Booktuber Tag, or Your Booktube Tag. And this was created by Strip Cover Lit Media. And I was tagged by Obscure Book Adventures. Stay tuned. Okay everyone, so this is a great tag. Basically you're going to learn a lot more about my channel, about how I do things, why I do things the way I do, and everything, including filming and editing. So there are 11 prompts, great prompts, so let's get going. Okay, prompt number 1 says, how do you decide what to review on your channel? Okay, the most important thing there is we have to go back to the beginning of each month and where I put together my TBR, or what I like to call now is my pile of possibilities, because I don't always get to every single book. And it's a way that I put my TBR together. It's mostly the books that I want to read or I think that I'm going to enjoy reading for that month. But then of course I might be dipping into a readathon. I might be doing some group reads or buddy reads as well. So yeah, it's all really based on that. Now one thing for sure that I don't do enough of, that I want to do more of, is to review individual books. So basically, actually I'm going to talk about that a little bit later. So that's prompt number 1. Okay, prompt number 2 says, are you organized? Or let's talk about your prep. Are you organized, or are you rather a seat of the pants? Okay, there's 2 ways we can look about this. First of all, I'm going to actually explore 2 different things here. First of all, organized in terms of the overall picture. In terms like having a calendar from a month-to-month basis, a week-to-week basis. I'm fairly organized. I do kind of have a calendar for my booktube journey, and every month the kind of videos that I want to make. But yeah, I've been slacking off there a little bit. I do kind of have an idea of the videos I want to make and the days I want to make those videos. And that's changed a little bit, because on Mondays now I'm doing the top 100 book series. And Tuesdays I like to do tags. I don't sort of do them every Tuesday. I'm getting a bit of a backlog. And then normally Wednesdays I take off. I do something on Thursdays, and then Sundays I'm doing my live. But yeah, it sometimes doesn't work that way. I sometimes end up doing videos on like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then on Monday again. But yeah, I'm trying to stick to a sort of schedule there. And in terms of planning for my videos, for each particular video, I plan meticulously. I write everything down. And as you notice, and I'm going to talk about this when I do the editing, I do a lot of editing. And there's reasons for that. I am sometimes trying to become more spontaneous, sort of seat of your pants style. But at the moment, that's just not me. I have to plan and organize things properly. Okay, prompt number 3 is what inspired you to start your channel. Now, yeah, this is like kind of going back to my booktube newbie tag, and I'm sure a lot of booktubers will have the same answer. I love books. I love reading books, and I love talking about books, and this is just a great way to go about it. But it's more than that for me, if I really think about it. At that point in my life, I was feeling very unmotivated. I didn't have a lot of things outside of my life to keep me passionate, to keep me feeling, and I don't know, booktube was just a great way to do something positive with my life, and just to start something that I really enjoy, and I haven't looked back. I'm really enjoying my time on booktube. Okay, number 4 is an interesting one. Walk us through your filming session. Okay, so what do I do when I film? What do I film with? Let's first of all talk about the camera. I'm going to put that up here, and that's all we use. Basically no cell phones, no laptop, nothing. We use a camera, and we've kind of got our own little system here where we've got a table, we've got a box. We found exactly the right place, we think, where the camera can sit. So you got a nice headshot of me. So yeah, that's how I film. Of course, I'm in the one room where there's some decent lighting. I open up the curtain. I do try to use the overhead light sometimes. It's actually on at the moment because it's quite a dark day. And we also got actually I'm going to show you, we also got this light recently. So we use that from time to time as well. But yeah, everything's quite simple in that sense. What else did I say here? Oh yes, editing. I do a lot of editing, kind of all the time, because I don't want to kind of go back the whole way to the beginning of my video if I make a mistake. So like for every point or for every book, I stop and I start again. So that if I do make mistakes, I can just go back to that book or that particular point instead of starting all over again. Another reason I edit a lot, and this can get quite annoying depending on the time of day, is we got a lot of outside distractions. We got kids playing outside in the neighborhood, and then some of them make a lot of noise. They're very young. And then we got cars hooting, and that sets Layla brushes off barking. So I don't like that in my video. So sometimes we have to wait quite a bit before we can get a proper scene in. So yeah, that's how I shoot. Okay, and the next prompt is the editing process itself. So what actually happens when we finish filming with all the mistakes, all the retakes, we kind of export it onto the laptops. First my laptop, and what I do is I go over the whole thing and I check it. And if there's a lot of editing to be done, I will, because my wife will be busy with something else, I will basically go over the whole thing and I will mark off on paper which parts need to be cut off. So it makes it easier for my wife, because on her laptop she's got Lightworks and she's kind of an expert with that, so she actually cuts the video down to where it should be. And on Lightworks she also finds the right images or the book covers and puts in the intro and the outro and everything. Obviously I assist with that process as well some of the time, but she's kind of the expert at that, and it doesn't take her that long, but it takes her long enough, believe me. It's a big job. So yeah, and then we got the finished process that we can that I upload, that I do a whole description, everything else, and then it's ready to go. Okay, number 6 says, what is your favorite staple booktube style or video idea? Okay, so it's 2 different questions. So when we're talking about style, I mean, what I understand by that is that some people are very spontaneous. They don't have any kind of bells and whistles to their channel. They just sit there and talk. And then on the other end of the scheme, yes, we've got an introduction. We have a little bit of that kind of stuff where you're actually trying to create something very special. And I like both sides of the picture. I don't really have any preferences. There's some channels that are kind of very spontaneous that I absolutely love, and same kind of on the other side. When it comes to favorite kinds of videos, I love book hauls, I love TBRs, I love wrap-ups. These are the kind of things that I like to watch. And of course I love top 10 videos and all that stuff, so when you get a whole massive books, you kind of get your head into it and it's exciting, and you can kind of compare what you're doing with what they're doing. And yeah, so those are my favorite kind of videos. Okay, prompt number 7 says, what would you like to see more of on BookTube? Now this is something I've just been seeing a little bit more recently, is people doing response videos to each other. So for instance, someone puts out a top 10 science fiction movies of all time, and someone responds to that, and someone responds to that. And I think it's just a nice way of getting to know other channels, and other channels getting to know you, kind of in addition to tags, and in addition to forming up reading events and things like that. So more of that kind of thing would be a lot of fun, and I'd like to see more of that. Okay, number 8 says, when reading, do you take notes? And if so, how do you take notes? And to be honest with you, I very, very seldom do that. And you see, that's one of the reasons, that's one of the things I would normally get rid of. But that's just a small little beep, an alarm, so it's okay. But this is one thing I tried to do at the beginning, is kind of take notes constantly when I'm reading. And I don't do that very often anymore. But what I do at the end of every book, then I'll take notes of what I think, what I feel, and of course I'll post something on Goodreads as well. Kind of like just a short little thing to remind myself of the book. And if it's a 5-star book, and I can see it's definitely going to be a 5-star book and I'm loving the experience, then I will read a little bit and I'll write while I'll kind of choose certain passages, think about certain things to say, and then I'll definitely kind of write down notes while I'm reading. Okay, prompt number 9. Where would you like to see your channel this time next year? Okay, that's an interesting one. I don't want to think too far ahead. Even like right now, it's also people have these milestones. I realize I'm quite close to one. I don't really want to think about it. I just want to keep doing what I'm doing. And as long as it's time next year I'm still loving the experience of being a booktuber, then I don't see anything wrong with that. Yes, my channel might have evolved a little bit, but I want it to do so naturally. Like as I move along this year, I might learn a few things, change a few things, small little things, and I just want it to happen naturally. And so yeah, I don't want to look too far into the future, never know what's going to happen. Yeah, so that's my answer for prompt number 9. Okay, prompt number 10 is your best booktube memory. Well, I got kind of 2. My first memory of when I first started, and the first time, like even when I had 10, 20 subscribers, and that first feeling when you get some friends, and you get some people that show an interest in you, and then you show an interest in their channel, and you start making bonds. Right at the beginning there, those are great memories. And then the second thing is going live. That's such a buzz, it just gives you such a different kind of feeling. But the first few times that I went live, I was just, it was exciting, it was interesting, and I enjoyed that. So that's my prompt number 10. Okay, and the final prompt number 11 is why? Why booktube? Well, why the hell not? Here's our hardy our friends right on cue. If I compare booktube to other media, I'm part of Goodreads. I'm actually not really part of anything else. But what I like about booktube is that it's videos, right? You create videos and you watch other people's videos. It's just more intimate, and the connections you make are just stronger as a result, in my opinion anyway. I mean, I'm not that active on Goodreads. I use it more because it's kind of where I can keep all the books that I've ever read and ratings and so on. And I don't really join many book clubs on those sort of things for that reason. I like the idea of being in front of a camera and for watching other people's videos as well. So yeah, that's my answer for that one. Okay, the next one is to tag people. I'm really not sure who's done this tag, and I'm just thinking all about Holly Group. So I think I'm just going to tag all of you guys. I think that's pretty much Gareth, Greg, Alan and Nim. So if you guys want to do this, go for it. I'll put their channels down below. But yeah, this was a lot of fun. And if you enjoy my content, please give me a thumbs up, like and subscribe. And yeah, take care of yourselves, keep those pages turning, and cheers.